All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back. So this is what we got this time. So this is our meat and potatoes. This is going to be the FileZilla, or the uploading files slash installing WordPress. So what I'm going to show you is the entire process here. And I'm going to try to do it as efficiently as possible. So I'm going to start at the My Products page because this is where 99% of people are going to start. We're going to start My Products. I'm going to go to websites, hosting in WordPress. We're going to be working on my dev panel again. I'm going to go 3 dots and then settings. So we're back where we landed last time. So we're going to Cpanel Admin this time. So the Cpanel Admin is a portal. So one thing I will say about this, if you are on like a school network or a company network or something like that, sometimes clicking this Cpanel Admin button will break when you try to go through because it's going through a different port, and sometimes servers like work servers and stuff won't allow you to do that. So you have to be very careful with that. So we're just going to do a quick overview here of the Cpanel Admin. I'm not going into all of these little things here because 99% of the times you won't need them. What I'm going to do is do my FTP tutorial real quick, and then I'm going to come back through here and we're going to do a WordPress install. And then we're going to do then we're going to go back and I'm going to do all of the information of the cPanel, because this is going to be more of a standalone video because it's going to take a little bit. So the first thing we want to do here, and this is how I'll always recommend navigating the cPanel, is find functions quickly by typing here. Now, I can do this because I know all of these little icons and what I need. So 99% of the time when a customer calls me and I walk them through it, the first thing I say is find functions quickly by typing here. So what we're going to do is to add a domain. That's going to be our first thing here. But I'm going to do a subdomain, not an actual domain. The reason I'm doing a subdomain is because, well, you know what? I'm going to do an actual domain. Well, no, because we can't do an actual domain because the WordPress won't properly install. So I'm going to show you a subdomain. So we're going to do, let's do um let's do test. Uh, so here we're gonna type in sub because we're gonna create a subdomain. So you get domains, subdomains, dynamic DNS. Let's just type in domain and see what we get. If we type in domain, we get domains, add-on domains, aliases, and all of this stuff. So just a quick note, and I don't want to go on a rant here. We should never really be going into domains at no point. The only time we're really in here is if we're doing an add-on domain, which is that's what you're using if you're adding like an actual domain to the site. Which I'll look at my situation and see if I have anything available. Let me actually pop in there now and look at my domains list and see if I have something that I'm not using currently. So I don't think I've set anything up on my LLC site yet. So we're going to use the LLC site. So I'm going to bounce back here. And I'm actually going to do domain. We're going to do a add-on domain because I'm not using that LLC site. And I'm going to do DJ creative.llc, which is my personal LLC. It's going to automatically create a subdomain, and as you can see, it's going to automatically create the folder that it wants to put it in. Now, I want to be very clear with this. Absolutely clear with this. This is not always, you're not going to always do it like this. Like when it comes to, you may not want it on the public underscore HTML. You might want it in a subdirectory or something like that. So it's very important to take a look at your document root and update that according to where you want it to go. So when I create this, it's going to put that folder in the public underscore HTML right here with the rest of the folder. So we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to add a FTP account with it yet because we're going to manually do that in a second. So I'm going to add a domain, and voila, the domain, add-on domain has been created. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click on public underscore HTML and boom, dj.creative.llc. which I'm gonna have to put something there because it's an actual website, so I gotta have something there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Need to put that on my to-do list. So we're just gonna go back, and voila, we can see. Let's explain what's happening here. So dj.llc is my website. The folder is right here, which, as you can see, I can actually change this folder to point to different places, which is a more advanced feature and not something we're necessarily going to be covering here because there's a lot of different use cases for it, but nothing in this system, nothing right now is going to work for that. So we don't need that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then we see it has the subdomain. There's no current redirects, but I can put in an HTTPS redirect, which I don't generally recommend. I recommend doing that through the WordPress, not the cPanel if you can help it. So let's navigate the cPanel. So we just installed a subdomain. So let's go over here to cPanel. And what we're going to do is FTP. So our friend here. And you can feel free to scroll down through here and manually do this stuff. That's up to you. I like to be efficient because I have a certain amount of time I have to be on calls. So I'm going to type in FTP accounts. And as we can see, it's going to allow me to add an FTP. So I'm going to go test at, I'm going to change the domain because I want this to be to djcreative.llc. I'm going to give it a silly password because I don't want to have to remember it for what comes next. And it's just going to be GoDaddy, all lowercase. And then I'm going to come here. Now, this is incredibly important. This is super, super, super important. I know I say that a lot, but this really is. This drives so many calls to GoDaddy. And that is this particular situation here. See, when I created that login and it automatically generated the directory, we've already established in the last conversation that our files need to go into the djcreative.llc folder, which is here, right? This is it. We don't want another folder inside of there. So just because this is a teaching lesson, we can see it has /test. I'm going to create that. So when I created that, let's see what happens. Let's refresh. So we want our files to be inside of, we went public_HTML, DJ Creative. We want our files in here. But look what it did. It created a folder inside of there. So when you FTP in, you're going to jump into here, which is one directory higher than you should be. So that is bad juju. You don't want that. So let's go ahead and delete this folder. And then let's delete this. Because once you've created it, and this is a good way to see what you've done, you can see your mistake. You click here, you can see, oh wait, look what I've done. I've created a subdirectory inside of where I want the folder to go. So when you upload your files are going to go in that test folder, and it's not going to work. So let's delete that. Let's delete the user directory so we don't have any drama going on there. Well, actually, I'm going to leave it alone because that's going to delete the whole folder. So let's not do that. That's bad juju. All right, so let's close that guy down. Let's do it again. So we're going to go test at password GoDaddy, all lowercase, password GoDaddy, all lowercase. And just for all of the trolls who might try to come through and hack it, I'm going to completely remove that stuff from the server. So easy day. So I'm going to go ahead and create the FTP. FTP created, it is down here. Now GoDaddy is going to give you some configure FTP stuff. Not going to recommend using that. This is the only information you kind of need for it, the manual settings. And we're going to work in FileZilla, which I'm going to activate on my thing now. Give me 1 second here. FileZilla has appeared magically on the screen. And I'm going to move it on over to the side here so we can see our information. So now with FileZilla on the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this open. And I am going to copy the username, copy, pasta that in there. I know what the GoDaddy password is, so I'm going to type that in there. GoDaddy. I have explained a couple of times, it's port 21. So port 21, we can see port 21 here. So the only thing we're not using is the FTP server. That does come in handy for core FTP. But what I'm going to do now is, now we have that information, the host is going to be our IP address. So I'm going to click this little button over here. The cPanel is going to jump me back. Boom, shared IP. Copy. Paste that guy in there. All right, well, voila. And boom. Let's run it through. I do not want it to save passwords in this case, but yours can. It's gonna initialize. And see, one thing you can't really see that's happening because I'm not doing a full screen share, I am just doing a capture, is it's going to, and I'm going to just go ahead and pull that source in so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just do a complete display capture here. And the reason I'm doing this is because more stuff is kind of popping up that I want you to be able to see, which is not working the way that I want it to. So let's go ahead and turn these extra captchas off and see if I can get this display capture to work the way that I want it to. I cannot. All right, so we're having a few technical difficulties, which is normal. Let's pop everything back on and turn the display capture off. There we go. So we're back to normal, and we want to be able to see the FileZilla in all of her glory. All right, so let's go ahead and put the port back in. So what's gonna happen is a quick connect that's gonna pop up, which we can see happening now. Like a quick connect pops up here. And let's see if I can get this in the screen. Awesome sauce. All right, so let's back up again because I want you to see this process. So I'm getting errors because I haven't connected it up properly. So I'm gonna go put the port back in there, quick connect, and there we go. We have our unknown certificate question. So you can trust it if you want. It's up to you. I'm gonna click OK. Only thing that does is that keeps your system from checking every single time. As we can see, now that I have the full system open, as we can see, we are inside of the file manager at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to our normal views so we can see everything the way that it should be seen. All right, easy day. I want to say easy day. There we go. Let's pull her across there. So we're inside of the file manager at this point. So now what we want to do is we want to be able to upload files. So remote site is our computer, and remote site is the server. Local is our computer. So we're going to go to our favorite file that I saw earlier, which is we want to go to the desktop here. There we go, desktop. And we just want to find this 4-zip and we want to upload this guy. So you have a couple of options. You can drag and drop it across into the folder. Voila, it's uploaded. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's close this guy off. There we go. And as we can see, public underscore HTML, boom. And see, I made the same mistake I told you not to make. And I went in and completely ruined my my own FTP. So let's fix it. So let's go back to FTP. FTP accounts. I made that mistake, so I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna go over here because I don't want any backlash here. I don't want anything extra that shouldn't be in here. Delete, skip, and permanently remove. Back to where we were. Let's recreate this guy. Test. And then we're gonna go Donald, GoDaddy. So I'm using all of the exact same setup, except for now, boom. Let's remove that. So now with that gone, we're gonna create. We are going to reactivate FileZilla. There we go. We are going to, let me go ahead and open it on my side. Port 21, quick connect, establish in a new tab. Uh-oh, look at that, see? Let me check our connection real quick. So we're good there. Let's close this here and let's reopen it. It is to make sure it's going into the right spot. Abort connection. All right, so let's go here. And so it's still showing it in here, which it's not, which is strange. So let's just close FileZilla completely. And I'm gonna reopen it. So this is troubleshooting. Congratulations, you get a first-hand view of troubleshooting. Don't want to install a new version right now. And then let's run back through the process here. All right, so configure FTP, grab this. Paste this in. We're pasting in the username. We're going to type in the password, which is just GoDaddy, port 21, and then our hosting IP is going to be over here. Let's grab and copy. And then paste and quick connect. All right, so now we've had to refresh FileZilla because FileZilla was still looking at the wrong folder. So let's come in here and refresh. Then we're gonna go public_HTML. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the FileZilla one off. So public_HTML, file quota. So that means we're in the right spot now. So I'm gonna reactivate FileZilla. I'm already connected. Drag and drop my folder in there. Deactivate my FileZilla because we can see it there. And then let's go ahead and refresh this directory. Boom, there it is. So there's our folder. So we have successfully uploaded a folder to FileZilla. I can extract this and then run that to the server, and it's an easy day. So not only did I show you how to do this particular upload, which I'm heading over now, and I'm going to remove the FTP. And the reason I'm going to do that is because this is going to be on the internet, and I don't want anybody sneak hacking into my server. So I'm going to remove the FTP real quick here. All right, and voila, FTP is gone. So any trolls that might try to get in there are now denied. So you can always leave your FTP up here, obviously, because you're not making your FTP on the internet. But as you see, I don't really run FTPs that often. I upload my stuff directly to the server, or I use that top level FTP. But I am going to close it out there, because right now we have a functional we had a functional FTP. You know how to FTP into the cPanel. When we pick up, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress to the cPanel. This one will take about 20 minutes as well. I'm going to go ahead and close out of FileZilla because we will not be using FileZilla for the WordPress install. That is basically how it works. So that's how you upload your website to the server. I've gone through the extraction process, so you know how to do that. I've gone through the process of uploading, setting up your FTP, even troubleshooting your FTP because I ran into some drama there. So and that's how you learn, really, is when you run into an issue and you encounter the issue will eventually kind of bake itself into your head. which means in the future you won't run into that issue again, because you'll know how to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Oh, and I have been forgetting to tell you to subscribe or click the like button if you are on YouTube. So I will catch you guys later.